G'day mates, how's it going? So today we're heading out to this spot called Dansoliwood View Deck. Sounds bloody fancy, eh? Like some mix of Hollywood and Bollywood. It's a fair trek though. About 31 to 34 clicks from the city. So yeah, bit of a roadie today. We'll be cruising past Uptown SM, heading through Lumbia, then all the way to Dansoliwood. Hopefully traffic's not too crook, because usually it's a bloody nightmare around here. Lucky for us, it's not too bad today. Still a bit dodgy on the Lumbia stretch though. They've been fixing that road for yonks. But no dramas, we'll just chuck on a smile and keep rolling, eh? Now, I've never been to this spot before. First time, mate. Saw it pop up on Facebook and thought, yeah, nah, that looks pretty mint. Don't know if it's as flash as it looks in the pics though. Sometimes you rock up and it's just mountains, a patch of grass, and wind slapping you in the face. But yeah, stick round, mates. So there's actually heaps of spots to check out around here, eh? But for today, this one's the only stop. We'll save the rest for next time, yeah? Gotta keep something for the next adventure, mate. Just the other day, I shot over to Cam Hills. Bit of a quick one. Not much going on there, to be honest. Pretty chill, but nothing wild, you know? And I rocked up pretty late in the Arvo too. So yeah, ended up cruising back home in the dark. That place was way closer than this one though. This ride's a bit more of a mission for sure. You know, this spot really hits me right in the feels, mate. I actually used to live round here when I was just a little tacker. Way back in 1993 to be exact. Went to kindy school at Mandrasa, yeah. And back then, we used to hike home from school. Hardly any rides around here, eh? Just a few jeepneys trugging along the road. I remember we'd hop on our push bikes and cruise all the way down to Lumbia Airport. Yeah, this was still a proper airport back in the day. Now it's turned into a military base, would you believe it? There weren't any malls or SM here yet. Nah, just grasslands everywhere. This whole area used to be open and wild. And I can still picture it. Some rich kids flying their RC planes round here, while us lot just stood by the side, watching like, whoa, look at that! Crazy how time flies, eh? Feels like a lifetime ago. Back in the day, we actually had this little scooter made out of wood. Yeah, you heard me right. A bloody wooden scooter. It had bearings for wheels, and we'd run it along the gutter by the road. Looked absolutely ridiculous, but mate, that was our ride back then. Most of the roads round here weren't even paved yet. No concrete, just dirt and rocks. But as long as there was a gutter, we were good to go. That's where the fun happened. Hey, I was just a kid back then. So most of the time, I'd just hang on to the scooter or watch the older ones go for a rip. Got to try it a few times myself. Didn't get too far though. And yeah, it was right here where I learned to ride a bike too. In fairness, never stacked it. Never fell. And honestly, that's one of the few things I can brag about, mate. So I've just rolled into the entrance at Dansoliwood, eh? Didn't record the park going in. Gotta save a bit of battery. You know how it is. But mate, check this out. It's pretty dense out here. Heaps of trees everywhere. Kind of feels like one of those scenes from Wrong Turn or Hills Have Eyes, eh? Like, you half expect someone to just pop out from the bushes and say, "G'day, the Creevy way." Nah, but seriously, the air's unreal. Super fresh. Heaps cooler up here too. Not many people around though. Bit eerie, but peaceful at the same time. When I first rode in, I saw a few houses. Looks a bit like a quiet village tucked inside the hills. Didn't think the road be this steep though. Thought it'd be all chill, but nah, it surprised me straight away with that uphill climb. But yeah, we're still pushing through. Scooter's holding up, and I'm loving the adventure. Just in case something not so human shows up, 'cause you know, it's All Saints' Day today. There might be a Nuno Sapunso or a white lady lurking somewhere in the trees. I actually passed by a cemetery earlier. It wasn't that big, but still. No people around, no cars either. Just a few motorcycles here and there. The vibe's kinda eerie, but also peaceful in a way. Oi! Turns out it wasn't ghosts after all. Bloody dogs, eh? I swear, it felt like I got ambushed by a whole pack out of nowhere. This one black dog just launched at me. Gee, nearly gave me a heart attack. Looked like it wanted a taste, or maybe it's just never seen a handsome bloke riding a dodgy scooter before. I was like, easy there, mate. Don't ruin the paint job. Lucky thing I didn't stall, or else I'd be today's dinner special, eh? I reckon this must be wrong turn dog edition. So I'm just taking it slow right now. The road's wet and a bit rocky. Plus, I'm not really familiar with this area yet. And just so you know, this speed you're seeing right now, it's not because the scooter's struggling, okay? I'm just going slow because there are rocks everywhere. And I'm also checking out the surroundings. You know, just in case someone from wrong turn suddenly pops out of the forest. That's why I'm keeping it ready in third gear. Gotta say though, I'm pretty stoked the roads out here are all cemented now. Makes the ride way smoother, mate. Unlike some other tourist spots where you can't even get in because the roads are rough as guts. Like that one time I went to Hagala Ridge. Yeah, you can get there, but mate, the rocks on that road could break your spine. Never again, eh? Once was enough for me. But here, the road's been developed properly, though you can still see a few spots where the hillside looks like it slid down a bit. Some landslide marks, dirt all over, even with all these trees trying to hold it together. There are still a few houses along the way though, tucked up the slopes. And honestly, it's kind of nice here, far from the floods, peaceful as. But yeah, bit sketchy if the mountain decides to move again. Right, so I didn't actually bring a map with me. Yeah, no guide, no GPS, just vibes, mate. Figured I'd make it a bit of a challenge, a proper adventure, you know? That's where the fun kicks in, when you've got no bloody clue where you're going. Like, once you're lost, that's when the real excitement starts. Not like those times when you're with someone who's lost all the spark. No thrill, no fun, just flat. Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point, talking rubbish while riding along. But yeah, I reckon I'm getting close now. Or maybe not. Either way, we'll just keep going, mate. 'Cause who knows? Maybe the best spots are the ones you don't plan for, right? I can just imagine what this place looks like at night. Probably super dark, maybe even a little creepy. This is actually my first time coming here. I was just curious, since I've never really been around this area before. It's not exactly a fancy or Instagrammable kind of place, and definitely not one of those spots you'd flex online, 'cause it's not that popular. I'm just wandering around, 'cause I've got nothing else to do today. Actually, I'm still learning how to vlog, still practicing, still figuring things out. I'm not really a pro at this, and to be honest, I'm not even that good at storytelling either. I don't even know how I'll pull this off, but hey, we all got to start somewhere, right? Alright, so while we're cruising through this foresty bit, let me tell you something a bit spooky, eh? Locals reckon there's this kid whose spirit still wanders round here. Yeah, apparently his soul never found peace. Bit unsettling, right? Story goes, ages ago, the poor bloke was taken out here and never made it back. Now, they say he's still hanging about, standing right in the middle of the road, waving his arms around, jumping about, like he's trying to scare you. Some people swear they've seen him appear out of nowhere, bouncing in front of their cars, or just staring from the side of the forest. And the weirdest part? They say he shows up both at noon and midnight. Real overachiever ghost, that one. But hey, if I see him, I'll just offer him a sausage roll and tell him to chill out, eh? You know what's even creepier, mate? Locals reckon that when it gets all foggy out here, or when the rain's pouring down real hard, you can hear voices, like someone calling your name. But when you look round, there's no one there. And sometimes you'll hear laughing too. But it's not just a normal laugh, eh? It's this weird mix, like crying and laughing mashed together. Creepy as. Gives you goosebumps just thinking about it. Some say it's the wind, others say it's the spirits. So here's another one, right? Bit of a creepy yarn this time. They say one night a bloke was driving through this same stretch of road, fog rolling in, rain pelting down, proper horror movie weather, mate. Next thing he knows, he spots a kid standing in the middle of the road. So he slams on the brakes, heart racing, but when he jumps out to check, poof, kid's gone, vanished into thin air. He gets home all rattled, reckoning it was nothing, maybe just the fog messing with his eyes. But then, his shoulder starts feeling heavy, real heavy, like someone's sitting on it. Then his neck starts hurting too. So he looks in the mirror and mate, there's that same kid just standing on his shoulders staring right back at him. Creepy as, eh? And the next morning, well, they say the driver never showed up again. Gone. Vanished. Maybe got picked up by something from the underworld? Or maybe he just moved to Manila for a fresh start. Who knows? And here's another story. There was this woman, she was pregnant at the time. After she lost her baby, a few days later, she saw a small childlike figure standing quietly at her doorstep. It was pitch black, like a shadow shaped like a kid. She called out, but it didn't answer. She even tried to offer it a biscuit. And just like that, it vanished. No sound, no trace, nothing. Only the cold air left behind. After a few weeks, the story got even stranger. That same woman suddenly looked like she was already 9 months pregnant. Just overnight. The neighbours were shocked, thinking maybe she was sick because no one saw her go through the usual stages. A few days later, she gave birth, but something was off. The people who were there said the room went cold, the lights flickered, and they all heard a sound, like the wind crying inside the house. And then, they saw something dark rush out through the door, straight to the road and into the river. When the villagers followed, they said the water had turned completely black. No ripples, no sound, just stillness. From that day on, the river never felt the same again. And ever since that night, no one dared to go near that river again. They say when it rains, you still see shadows moving under the water, like something still down there waiting. Some folks claim they hear soft crying too, and if you listen closely, it sounds like a child calling out for help. But no one's ever brave enough to answer. Until now, they say the river stays darker than the rest. Fishermen avoid it, and travellers passing by always feel like someone's watching from the fog. So if you ever come here and you feel the wind whispering your name, just smile and keep walking. Because maybe they just want to say hi. Don't believe everything I said earlier, guys. Those were just jokes, okay? But honestly, it is kinda creepy here, especially at night. There aren't many streetlights around. Actually, I don't even see any power lines. Maybe they're using solar lights or something, because this whole place looks like a blackout zone. So yeah, if you ever plan on coming here at night, make sure to bring one of those big flashlights. You know, the one that can literally chase the rain away. So, the Clouds Breaker edition. Don't settle for those tiny keychain lights. You'll just end up lighting your own shoes. But for real, safety first. So far, haven't seen anything weird along the road, mate. Honestly, I was kinda hoping I'd catch something funny on cam. Like, I don't know, someone taking a cheeky dump by the roadside? Or maybe old mate Tarzan swinging out of the trees. Haha, but nah, nothing like that. Just a pack of brave dogs chasing me round. They're the only ones showing up today, I reckon. Anyway, looks like I'm nearly at me destination now. It's been a pretty long ride, eh? Probably around 60 odd Ks, back and forth. But no dramas. The scooter's still sitting on 4 bars. Good on this little beast, eh? Bloody worth every cent for trips like this. Oh, and earlier, there was this bloke staring at me like he's never seen a scooter climb a mountain before. Poor fella looked absolutely gobsmacked. Looks like I'm almost at my destination. I can already smell something up ahead. Kinda smells like, you know what I mean. Tae. The guy driving that multicab earlier looked so shocked. Probably thinking, what the heck? A scooter made it all the way here? Well, yeah, bro. I'm full of surprises. Not sure what's waiting for me up there, but based on Google Maps, it looks super steep. You'll know if I didn't make it, because if there's no montage with music later, that means I didn't like the view. Haha, that's my signal right there. As for the background music, maybe something chill, but adventurous. Like a lo-fi beat with a bit of travel vibe. Anyway, let's see what's up ahead. See you there. Ah, finally, I've made it. Man, that was one crazy uphill ride. So this is the cafe they call Dansoliwood. Pretty cool name. Sounds like a mix between Dansoliwood and Hollywood, right? But yeah, we're not going in. I think the entrance fee here might be a bit pricey. Plus, I didn't bring any cash with me. And who knows, maybe the food's expensive too. I'm just here to take some photos, enjoy the view, and then head out again. Simple as that. Budget-friendly, adventure style.